Hi, I'm Nick and I'm an artist. Today we're drawing a tattoo design for charity. Now for this to make sense, we're gonna have to back it up a little bit. About 2 years ago, I was commissioned to design a tattoo for a gentleman named Marco who lives in Portugal. But instead of charging him for my time designing the tattoo, I instead asked him to donate to a charity of his choosing. About a year after designing the tattoo, he got it. But before I show you how I designed the tattoo and the final pictures, I really have to tell you why I decided to ask him to donate to charity instead of paying me. So about a month before Marco contacted me, I lost my father to lung cancer. He battled lung cancer for 2 years and unfortunately it was detected way too late to actually stop it. But the whole ordeal of my dad's cancer battle made me pretty depressed deep down. At the time, I didn't really deal with my feelings. I kind of bottled them up and I tried to be strong for my sister. I ended up becoming a very anxious person. I lost friends and I slowly lost my confidence in myself. This ultimately was not the person I knew I was. So I decided to do something about it. But the problem was, I didn't really know how I could turn it all around. But then I got Marco's email, and the way to feel better about myself and become a better person came to me. I decided right then and there that when life kicks you down, you gotta get back up and punch that bastard in the face. And then I thought, what's the best way to get back at misfortune? It's to create opportunity and goodwill. It turned out Marco had also lost someone very close to him, so he decided to donate 65 euros to a Portuguese charity which helps parents with special needs children. So together, we extracted some good out of some bad situations. Now I'll show you the design process of the actual tattoo. So this tattoo design actually involves blending 2 different styles together. On Marco's pectoral and arm are Polynesian/Maori style tattoos, but on his neck is an old tribal tattoo. My job is to mesh these 2 tattoos together and blend them into the same style. To do this, I sketched out his existing tattoos on paper and decided to draw Marco's 6 different blends to choose from. This is the first design. It looks horrible and it's supposed to look horrible. Let me explain. I needed to get comfortable with the shape of the tattoo and understand what styles and what patterns could and wouldn't work. So I sketched out as many different styles into this sketch as possible. While sketching, I was able to get a general idea of what worked and what didn't work. So it was very beneficial for the next designs. The second design was sort of like the first one too. I had a few other styles that I wanted to try out, but I couldn't fit them into the first test design. After this design, I had a really good idea of what to do. So it was time to make some better designs. And this is the third design. I felt pretty confident with the types of patterns which would work. For this design and the other 2 or 3 after it, I blended in some of the Polynesian/Maori patterns which were already tattooed on Marco's body. I also added some new patterns which I really liked. This is what it looked like when it was finished. The fourth design was pretty similar to the last one. I just switched up some of the patterns with some slightly different ones to give Marco some more choices in looks. I kept the same sort of panelled areas of patterns because I felt like it worked the best. Here's what it looked like when it was finished. For the fifth design, I tried some slightly different patterns. Unfortunately, I forgot to film myself drawing this one, but we'll forget that fact for now. This design came out looking very bold, clean, and also simple. This one was probably my favorite to draw so far. After drawing these 5 designs, I decided to send them to Marco to get some feedback before I draw another one. Thankfully, Marco liked nearly all the designs and decided to pull some elements from each design and combine them into one. He also wanted to shorten up the design a little bit. So the end result was this artwork here. And this next design was the last one I did. It's a completely different style which Marco wanted to try out before he committed to a design. This design featured a whole lot more detail and also used negative space as a pattern of its own. I probably had the most fun designing this sketch. After seeing that last design, Marco had definitely chosen this artwork as the one. Soon after, he consulted with a tattoo artist and unfortunately they had to change the design a little bit. And here's the final tattoo design on Marco. After about a year, the new ink will become the same color as the existing ink. I'm super happy with how all this turned out. I'm going to be doing these tattoo designs for charity as often as I can. If you want to help me do more of these videos, I've set up a Patreon page where you can pledge as little as $1 a month to me to support this mission. If you donate more than $2 to my Patreon, each month you'll have a chance of winning one of my original artworks. And if you don't want to support me on Patreon, but you want to support my mission, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here, Facebook, or Instagram, or even buy a print or t-shirt from my online store. I'll put the links to them below. And if you want me to design a tattoo for charity for you, please send me a message on Facebook here. So let's change the world one tattoo at a time. Bye for now, but not forever.
They say the grass much greener on the other side, but get there turn out to be another lie, yeah, another lie.